Alright, this video is going to be about the Egyptian protests and the governments over there. Now, I've been saying for a while now that all governments and corporations are going to be going away. And I've been always saying, I'm going to enjoy the show. I'm going to enjoy watching the leaders, the so-called leaders of these countries, go to these extreme measures to keep control of whatever power that they deem that they have, because it's going to be turning out then the people will realize, hey, why do we need governments? They'll look at their day-to-day lives and they'll say, what the fuck did the government ever do for me? Besides just steal and rob. That's all that the governments are really good for, is they're great for stealing and robbing people's wealth. And the governments around the world, it's all one big fucking game. It's all about all of the governments, all of the leaders of the governments. They all collude together. They all converse with each other. At these G20s and the G8s or whatever the fuck number G that they have. You have the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. You have the Federal Reserve, and these organizations, they don't give one flying fuck about any fucking border. They don't care about any border, okay? And because they're working behind the scenes, because they're not using the rules that apply to common citizens, they manipulate the system, and it's all about compartmentalization. Yes, compartmentalization. It's just putting people in these boxes, put them in these organizations, put them in whatever, put them behind a wall. It's all about controlling the people. You put them in the government, you put them in you start off, put them in a box of the country, whatever country, and then you block off the country into little states and little provinces and stuff like that. And whoever steps out of line, well, we'll just put them in a little box, in a little cell, and that will be their little space that they're allowed to go. The whole system works off of people not being free, people being forced into areas that they don't want to be in, and whoever's controlling that area, usually they'll find ways to keep people in that area. They don't want people to be free to go where they want. And we see this through the energy policy. Through the manipulation of energy, the suppression of technologies. They want to keep you on a short leash. This whole argument of, oh, well, the U.S. is in a hard place. We're between a rock and a hard spot, because we have the people on one hand, the people of Egypt, and then we have our puppet, Mubarak, right? Now and that's why I hear in the media all the time, on the mainstream media, is we're in between a rock and a hard place and we don't know which way to go, because if our puppet Mubarak is removed, then we don't know what, it could be somebody that doesn't follow orders. This is a bullshit premise. It's a bullshit idea. I'll tell you why. Because what it basically says right there is, we don't give a shit about people's rights. We don't give a shit if people are killed off, fucking treated like scum, as long as their puppet does what we tell them to do. So basically, all these values that we claim to have as Americans, when it comes full circle, we are supporting the exact opposite of what we claim to be all about, you know? It comes full circle. Just like everything, you know? So what, I mean, do I give a shit if Mubarak stays? No. The people want him gone? Follow what the people fucking want. it's the clearest, easiest answer ever. It's just listen to fucking what the people say. If you have the entire population saying this is what we want, and one fucking asshole saying no, well then the system is broken. It won't work that way. And in the few next coming years, we're gonna see this is gonna be bang, 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 government after government, leader after leader, fucking oust them, get them the fuck out of it. And maybe the U.S. government will be the last one around. And get rid of that government too, because the best government that we have is self-government. And people will say, oh well, if we don't have a government, then we won't have stability and there'll be chaos and everywhere. Well, we have governments now in the world today, and look at the results that they're giving us. Are they giving us stability and security? No. It's a bullshit game. You can't use as an excuse to keep something around a premise that already exists. You know, you can't say we need governments for stability if you see that there is instability already with the governments in place. There's governments in the world, there's instability in the world. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. That whole premise of there'll be chaos is bullshit. It's bullshit. Don't trust anybody that wears any fucking uniform. Okay? Don't trust them. Because at the very heart of that, they believe that they are not equal to a regular citizen. They think they are above a regular citizen. They are afforded more rights than the average citizen. And this is how they lure people into the military and into these police forces and stuff like that. They'll dangle something in front of them and say, oh, you want an education, you want more money, you want to be able to own a house, you want to, you know, whatever it is, you want healthcare, then join the army, join the military, take this gun, and you will be given those things that you want. But the ordinary citizen, no, they no, it's not for them. So I say, Viva la Revolution! Rise up, people, and fucking get rid of these leaders. If they don't want to realize the situation and accept reality, then hey, you know what they used to do back in the day? They used to have good old hangings, or off with the head. Now, I don't advocate violence, but if the aggressor is given violence upon you to start off, then hey, you have the right to self-defense.